Hey, what's up guys? Terminator2 here of Retribution Gaming, and quickly in this video, Steve and Snarf are here to address concerns with the stats and balance come from the latest patch. To put it in a nutshell quickly, there's been lots of concern about the way defense stats are working and about the way mobs are now hitting people harder, so these guys are just here to address that and steps going forward.
All right, guys, as promised, I know everybody had some thoughts and feelings about the newest patch and balance and the stat changes specifically. So we got Steve, the man, here right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about what changes to expect, what our philosophy is with balance in general, and what you might be able to expect here in the next couple of days. So take it away.
Yeah, so some of the big stuff is around the defensive stats. We actually do have a big calculation rework. It's going to be after the holidays, though, so the defensive change that we made was pretty much a Band-Aid, which obviously wasn't enough. But we do plan on having it early next year, as soon as we can. But it's a lot to change. It touches everything. There's a lot to test. We want to make sure we don't break more stuff. So that'll be coming. Right now, our defense calculations are not great, and basically stuff that hits you harder, you end up reducing less. It's not awesome. From the stuff we've been seeing, a lot of the people that have been dying really fast have had low health with a lot in defense, and it's right now health is still way better investment than defense. So like the more health you have, the more the defense helps you out too. So ideally I would suggest either just build health, or if you're building defense, make sure you're building some health too. Some weapons are extra issues like Colossus, which doesn't have health as a base stat, so you're not getting any natural scaling from that whole section of your kit. So if you have used something like Colossus, you might want some health echoes and stuff like that. So let's see.
And to clarify, next year it's December, so
it's
going to be a couple of weeks, and then we're going to be focusing on that. So
you'll come back in January, and it'll be maybe a couple weeks, and we should have something. So next year, not very far away. And just to go into some more of like right now, if you have like 4 echoes and you're like pushing defense a lot, you might get an extra like 20 or 30% damage reduction. But if you put that all into health, you might double or triple your health. So like your effective life is way better doing health. And if you have a low health pool and you're reducing damage, and it takes 2 hits to kill you, well, 30% more damage is still probably going to be 2 or 3 hits. Whereas, if you have a lot of health and you have a lot of defense, that's going to help. But that is a lot to invest into just defensive stats, and we don't want people's time to kill to like completely get tanked and stuff to take forever. So the stuff we're going to do before the holidays, we are going to be looking at enemy break damage in general. I think we're asking players to invest too much into resilience, which is another defensive stat that's pulling away from doing other stuff. We're basically saying like if you're full in on resilience, you won't get guard broken, but then you're also going to die fast and you're not doing damage. So we're going to tone down the amount of break damage enemies are doing in general. We're going to tack on to our Band-Aid fix for defense, making it just a little more effective. Right now, with some of the defense values I've seen players having, they hit like the max cap, and they're kind of just wasting points at that point. So if you do go really heavy into defense, you'll be able to hit a higher defense cap, which is 70% total damage reduction instead of 50. And even if you don't go as high into defense, you'll be seeing higher percentage reductions. One other big thing is that right now, melee in particular is basically going to get hit a lot more than range. Like right now, ranged feels like it's in a better spot. Even if you don't go as heavy into defense, you're only getting hit like once or twice because you're able to dodge stuff and avoid things while you're being effective in combat. You don't need to invest as heavily into defensive stats. Melee, they're going to get hit a lot. So what we're going to do is if you're using a melee weapon as part of a passive trait of melee weapons, you'll receive 30% reduced damage to health and resilience after everything is calculated. So we won't have the risk of combining different percentage modifiers like Senja's showboating with that to get over 100% and end up like healing and doing weird stuff. And it'll just make sure that basically melee has some extra survivability, which they should have. And we don't want to basically say, hey, if you're melee, you need to go heavy in defensive stats, and now your time to kill just sucks compared to ranged players too. So that's going to be before the holidays. Hopefully this week, if not early next week. But yeah, we're going to get that in. Still want to hear feedback and how it's, the feedback's super valuable. We love hearing it, the passion behind it. Obviously, you guys are super passionate about it. And, we just want to make the game better. So keep the feedback coming. And, hopefully these changes will address a lot of those issues. And if not, we're going to keep hot fixing stuff and making changes. So,
yep. TLDR.
Yeah, that
we're
was
listening.
A short version.
Yeah, seriously. So thank you so much, everybody who's dived in and is helping,
Oh, wait, one more thing.
Oh, shit, never mind.
Right now, also, brutes and up, we're scaling a bit too much at high levels, so we're also looking at that. So some of the damage numbers, a lot of the people that were getting like one shot by stuff was from bosses and elites and brutes. Yeah. So
especially the ads on Reaver King. Yeah. So those guys should be a little bit more manageable. But anyway, point being, we're listening, guys. Keep the feedback coming. Hopefully. We're trying to be as responsive as we can. Hopefully these videos help. Obviously we have the abridged versions written out, which Steve did a fantastic job putting that together. But we're being scrappy. We're moving fast. We're going to keep getting these updates out as quickly as we humanly can.
Also, none of this will be localized or seen anywhere in the game, so it's going to be hidden for now until we get localization stuff online. But trying to be as quick as possible and let people enjoy the holiday break and the new event we're releasing.
I know. I just tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be the big day. Anyway, thank you guys. Keep the feedback coming. We're working. We're hammering away. Keep the stuff, the post and feature upvote. It's incredibly valuable for us. We do have ownership of that now, so we are able to see anything that's coming through there. So keep it up. If you haven't, if you don't have something to contribute yourself, go in there. Scroll through. If you see something that actually is applicable to you, you've seen it yourself, click the upvote just so we can get a gauge of just what is a priority, what are people really getting hit by, and what can we fix sooner than later. So
cool.
Anyway,
thanks.
See you guys in a minute. Bye.